Hey people, it is Sunday, March the 8th, and it is 1:38 in the afternoon. And I'm here at the Allan Gardens Dog Park. Just checking out some of the canines frolicking about. And here's the rest of the park. And for today's walk, I'm going to be walking around this neighborhood, which is known as the Church-Wellesley neighborhood, once we get up past Carlton Street here. And I'll be walking up and down some of the residential streets of the neighborhood, as well as Church Street, which is the main commercial street. And just taking a look at some of the differing housing styles. There's quite a mix in this area of old Victorian homes, mid-century apartment buildings, kind of more modern apartment buildings from the 60s and 70s, and then new condominium buildings that have sprung up over the last 15 years. And it's quite a lively area. Looks like this small dog has this section all to itself. The temperature is around -1 Celsius, I think, with a wind chill of -7. It's a very bright sunny day. So now we're just walking west on Carlton Street. Looking north up Jarvis. So today is the last day of the stay-at-home order. As of midnight tonight, once Monday morning begins, the stay-at-home order is lifted. And Toronto will enter the gray lockdown zone. So mainly the only big change will be that non-essential retailers will be able to open for in-store shopping with 25% capacity. And all the other lockdown measures are still in place. So no hair salons, no restaurants with indoor dining or outdoor dining, movie theaters, gyms, everything else is still closed. So up ahead is Church Street, which is the main commercial street of the Church-Wellesley village. We'll walk a little ways up there, but then I'll start kind of zigzagging amongst the residential side streets. I've done plenty of walks down Church Street itself in other videos. That is the Maple Leaf Gardens Loblaws store. The former home of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And now that's where I go and buy my pizza and my yogurt. It'll be interesting to see tomorrow if there's any noticeable difference in the number of people on the street with the stay-at-home order being lifted. Seems to me like people have just been going about their business even with the stay-at-home order over the last month or two. Because even with that stay-at-home order, people were still permitted to take walks for exercise, and of course to go out to get essentials. Hair of a Dog. The Hair of the Dog is a popular local pub. Yeah, on the one side. What is this little guy doing? Oh, okay, he can still fly. Thought he was injured, but I think he was just trying to get comfy on the sidewalk there. So this is Alexander Street. So maybe what I'll do is I'll start zigzagging here. The main commercial part of Church-Wellesley is just straight up ahead. As I was saying, this neighborhood is quite the mix of these old 100-plus-year-old houses. These 1960s era slab apartment buildings. And as you can see, brand new condominiums are springing up all over the place as well. And there are some nice old low-rise apartment buildings from the 1920s and 30s and such. Those are my favorite. Lots of row homes and attached homes. So this is Mutual Street. When I was doing my live stream last night, I walked down Isabella Street and a couple other streets, and I thought, you know, this is really nice walking in these old residential streets around here. Maybe I'll come and make a proper video of it. So here I am. This old apartment building is boarded up. I wonder if there's a new development going in. I don't see a sign anywhere. This is Maitland Street. See, here's these older style apartment buildings that I really like and always wanted to live in one of these. We're back on Church Street again. See that cluster of condo towers? Was not there 10 years ago. So now here's Wellesley Street. The main intersection of the neighborhood. So I will walk east along Wellesley for a little ways. I don't really have this walk planned out. I just thought I'd wing it, see where the wind blows me. These old blocky 1960s style apartments here. This one's not bad. It's a little plain, but I think it has a certain charm. Here's one of the biggest apartment buildings in the neighborhood. That's what you call a slab, or a commie block, as they're commonly called. You can see some of the newer towers that have sprung up in the neighborhood over the last 5 to 10 years. There's crossing Jarvis again.
Doesn't really make sense.
I like those old wrought iron little balconies. Not very big, but you know, still kind of something to stand outside on or put your plants on or whatever.
Yeah, you keep the bag.
It's looking down Homewood Avenue. And I think I'll walk up here. The next street over was Sherbourne Street, but I won't go quite that far. That kind of takes us out of the village. Wellesley McGill Park. Kind of an interesting gravel park. I used to cut through here, but I learned a little while back that they blocked off my shortcut with a fence, and I found myself having to climb the fence in one of my videos rather than backtrack. Well, it looks like I have to go to Sherbourne Street here. And on the other side of Sherbourne is St. Jamestown. This is a separate neighborhood from Church-Wellesley. But we will head back west again. This is Our Lady of Lourdes, Roman Catholic Church. And there is a fresco, which I think I will try to make my way into before I head home. Grab a couple of things.
And a little bit about her mother and her grandmother. About character.
Up ahead is Isabella Street. I will head west down Isabella, back into the heart of Church-Wellesley neighborhood. The Isabella Hotel. I came down here on my Saturday live stream just last night in the dark. If you remember watching, I was talking about this shiny, slippery ice. Well, here it is again. And it's still looking very shiny and slippery. Yep. But everything looks a bit different in the daytime. And this time I will follow Isabella all the way down to Yonge Street, which is the western border of the Church-Wellesley neighborhood. Crossing Huntley Street. There's more of this slippery looking ice. Yeah. I think that will all be melted in the next few days. It's supposed to get up well above zero, which I am looking forward to, and into the double digits even later in the week. We'll have our first truly spring-like day. So now we're back at Jarvis Street again. Some of these magnificent old homes here. This huge course, it's divided up into multiple units. And a couple of these oldie apartment buildings. The Merlin. Oh, it's all one building. Okay. Crossing Church Street again. It's looking down into the village, into the heart of the village.
So stressful.
That's one excited little doggy. Maybe the dog hasn't seen that person in a long time. And some of the towering newer additions to the neighborhood here. There's a crane for another one. It will be similar in height to these monsters. Never seen a crane that was red, white, and blue like that before. And these 60s style apartment buildings. And a nice old one, the Brownlee Apartments. We have a new building going up here, just a 4-story office building. It'll be a nice addition to the neighborhood, hopefully. Add a little bit of office to a residential area. This close to Yonge Street. It's not that unusual. Here's a linear park. And it continues on through this way, although it's temporarily blocked off for sod and irrigation improvements. It's George Hillsop Park. Yeah, we have a number of commercial businesses here at this end of the street. It's a very popular British pub. I think that's where the Toronto subreddit has their monthly meetings, or they used to anyway. Maybe they will be doing that again soon, in the next few months maybe, hopefully. And now we're at Yonge Street, so this is the western border of Church-Wellesley. And I actually kind of intentionally tried to end the video in this area because there's a place I have to pop into, which is somewhere around here. And there it is right there. Okay, I'm going into this Popeyes supplements. Have to get some protein powder. But I'll just walk up to Charles Street and I'll end the video at Charles Street, which is sort of like the northernmost part of Church-Wellesley, I would say, or at least by some definitions. That tends to vary depending on who you ask. Some people might say Bloor Street. And there we are, looking east down Charles Street. So I hope you enjoyed this walk through the Church-Wellesley neighborhood, winding up and down the residential streets, taking a look at the old houses, apartment buildings, and the new condos. If you did enjoy this, by all means, subscribe to my channel. Like, share, comment, tell your friends. And be sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there's a link in the description where you can do so via PayPal. And you can look me up on Instagram under K Continuum if you're on there. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue.